Chapter 1. The Day My World Ended. My wife cheated with my brother, so I decided to destroy them. You ever have a moment that completely rewrites your life in a single heartbeat? I did, and I can still hear the sound of the door creaking open. I, 35 male, had been married to my wife, 32 female, for 7 years. We weren't some fairy tale couple, but I loved her. I trusted her. She was my partner in every sense of the word, or so I believed. Then there was my older brother, 38 male, the guy I grew up with, the guy who stood by me at my wedding. We'd been through everything together. I'd have trusted him with my life. And then, in one instant, I realized they'd been laughing behind my back for months. The scene that changed everything. It was supposed to be a 3-day business trip. The last meeting got canceled early, so I thought, why not surprise my wife? I even bought flowers on the way home. I opened the door quietly. Everything was still, except for muffled voices coming from the bedroom. Hers, and another voice I knew too well. I pushed the door open, and there they were. My wife, my brother, together, on my bed. For a few seconds, my brain refused to process what I was seeing. It was like watching a car crash in slow motion. She gasped, scrambling to cover herself with the sheets. He just froze, eyes wide, half-dressed, as if maybe, just maybe, if he stayed still, I'd somehow not see him. "It's not what it looks like," he blurted out. I laughed, a hollow, humanless laugh that made both of them flinch. The death of 2 relationships. I didn't scream, I didn't throw punches, I just walked out. I drove aimlessly for hours until I found myself parked outside a 24-hour diner. I sat there until sunrise, staring at my reflection in the windshield. Everything I'd built, every ounce of trust I had, gone in a single night. By morning, one thing was crystal clear. They weren't going to get away with this. The calm before the storm. I didn't file for divorce right away. That would have been too easy for them. Instead, I pretended to be working through things with my wife. I told my brother I needed space, but didn't cut him off completely. They thought I was in shock, maybe even willing to forgive. That's exactly what I wanted them to think. Behind the scenes, I started digging. Bank statements, credit reports, social media, private messages. It turns out my wife had a secret savings account with over $20,000 in it, money she'd been skimming from our joint account for years. And my brother? His small repair business was drowning in debt. Worse, he was using stolen product designs, my designs, from a project I'd worked on before we drifted apart. Connecting the dots. The more I learned, the more I realized how perfect this could be. She was sitting on money she didn't want me to know about. He was standing on the edge of financial ruin. Both of them thought I was too broken to do anything. I started making quiet moves, reaching out to people in his industry, building relationships with the lenders he owed money to, collecting every shred of proof I could get about the stolen designs. This wasn't going to be some petty act of revenge. This was going to be the kind of blow that leaves permanent scars. By the time 6 months had passed, I had everything I needed. They were about to learn that I wasn't just a victim in this story. I was going to be the one who ended it. Chapter 2. The Day I Took Everything Back. 6 months. That's how long I stayed quiet. 6 months of pretending I was healing, while every day I sharpened the knife. My wife thought I was slowly forgiving her. My brother thought the tension was blowing over. In reality, they were walking straight into the trap I'd built for them. Step 1. Light the match. I knew my brother was using stolen designs, so I reached out, anonymously, to the actual copyright holder. Sent them proof, blueprints, dates, photos. Within 2 weeks, he was hit with a cease and desist and a threat of a lawsuit big enough to wipe him out. He was panicking, scrambling to find money to settle. Step 2.
buy the ground out from under him. Remember those lenders he owed money to? I'd been quietly negotiating with them for months. And then I made my move, bought up his debt for pennies on the dollar, which meant legally I was now his biggest creditor. Step 3. Pull the pin on the grenade. The same week he got the lawsuit notice, my wife got served with divorce papers, and I froze every joint account before she could touch a cent. She still had that secret stash, but I'd already reported it to my lawyer as marital assets, which meant she couldn't just walk away with it. She tried calling me dozens of times. I didn't answer. Step 4. Take the prize. 2 months later, my brother missed a payment on his debt. My debt. I foreclosed on his business. And just like that, the keys were mine. I walked into his office, sat in his chair, and told his employees that ownership had changed. Most of them knew me and were happy to stay. The confrontation. They came to see me, together, one last time. She looked tired, pale. He looked furious. "Why are you doing this?" my brother asked. I said, "Because you did it first." My wife, ex-wife now, started crying. "You are being cruel." I leaned back in the chair and smiled. "No, I'm being fair. You betrayed me together. Now you can lose everything together." The fallout. My brother is broke. Completely. He lost the business, his house, and most of his friends. His wife, oh yeah, he was married too. She divorced him, took their kids and left. My ex-wife? She's living with a cousin in another state, working 2 part-time jobs just to stay afloat. That secret account? The court ruled it was part of marital property and half of it came straight to me. The ending they earned. Sometimes people ask if I feel guilty. I don't, not even a little. They took my trust, my marriage, and my peace of mind. I took everything else. And the best part? They'll never see me coming next time.